Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Teacher Josa. Welcoming you all to our introduction to the philosophy of the human person. Litong-lito na kung ano sasabihin, perde o philo ba eh. Sige, let me share my screen. All right, our last topic is all about Eastern and Filipino philosophies. We discovered that Western is very different or very unique because for them philosophy is a way of life, and even though we consider their religion like Buddhism and Confucianism as religion, for them it's a way of life, meaning it's their philosophy. No, we also discuss results and Andres Bonifacio's philosophy. All right. So for our topic today, I want to ask you what makes a person a philosopher? And what is the difference between having a philosophy and doing it? All right. So today our topic is all about approaches in doing philosophy. Content standard, the learners understands the meaning of and process of doing philosophy. For our performance standard, the learner reflects on a concrete experience in a philosophical way. Our most essential learning competency is do a philosophical reflection on a concrete situation from holistic perspective. Our three objectives are analyze approaches in doing philosophy by answering guide questions, that is cognitive, realize the value and approaches in doing philosophy through reading a short story, effective, write a personal experience on having and doing philosophy. So let's start! Wonder. Wonder is the source of philosophy. It's the posture of a man who truly loves wisdom. Indeed, there is no other beginning for philosophy than this. And whomever said that Iris is the messenger of heaven who manifests herself in rainbow, was a child of Thomas, Lato, construal of Greek term for wonder, made genealogy. Okay? Wonder is the first source of philosophy. While doubt is the first moment of actively doing philosophy, it is always parasitic on truth, meaning we always want to find find out what is truth, what is the truth, and what is fake, no? That is doubt. Kasi mga pictures yan, no? When we say truth, we have three definitions. First, dogmatic. When we say dogmatic, there is an absolute truth of which we can have complete knowledge that will turn justify us in claiming that no other position matters. When we say dogmatic, that's the absolute truth. And whether you believe it or not, well, totoo pa rin yun. Nag-i-stay pa rin siyang totoo. So that is dogmatic, no? Next, relativistic. When we say relativistic, there is no absolute truth. Only arbitrary positions hampered by their own historical limits. So, meaning, it's relative. No? Pwedeng totoo sa'yo, sa akin hindi. Totoo sa akin, pero sa'yo hindi. It's relative because all information has its own limit and boundaries. No? For example, pwedeng alam ko lahat ng nangyari. Ako yung witness doon. Ikaw yung nakarinig lang, no? So, magkaiba tayo ng lenses na tinitignan. So, that yung truth, it's relativistic. Okay? Next is it's regulative. When we say regulative, there is an absolute truth that leads as horizon guides the explorer on a never-ending journey towards it. So ito, there is absolute truth and it serves as guide for all of us. And ang nakalagay dyan, never-ending journey towards it. Okay? So that we have three definitions of truth. Pwede siyang dogmatic, relative, and regulative. Okay? So what's the difference between having philosophy versus doing philosophy? No? Anyways, before we proceed, we're going to tackle difference between fact and opinion. So ipagpapatuloy pa natin yung kasunod na lesson ng truth. Okay? So after explaining to you what is wonder, what are the three types or definitions of truth, let's go let's proceed to differentiating having a philosophy and doing philosophy. When we say having philosophy, we have system of beliefs that has shaped us more than we have shaped it. Okay? But when we say doing philosophy, we wonder about the world around us and we question those fundamental beliefs na binigay sa atin ng magulang natin, influenced by our environment, other people's decision, our culture, and other factors. Next, having philosophy, we are just a passive observer. We just accept the information. We just observe it. Okay? While in doing philosophy, we are the active participant in life. So when flashback tayo in our philo mind game, 'di ba? Magkaiba yung nakikinig ka lang, tinitignan mo lang versus sa talagang nilagay mo yung sarili mo dun sa sitwasyon, no? What if nga na malulubog na yung cruise ship at selected people lang yung pwede, no? Having philosophy reactive to outside influences, usually reactive because you don't have any basis, you don't have any evidences. Kaya tendency, your initial reaction, galit ka na kagad, no? While in doing philosophy, you are proactive on our own course of life, meaning before reacting, you analyze, is this true? Is this true or false? What makes it true? Is it objectively true? Okay? Hindi ka tatanggap lang ng sabi ng classmate mo, uy, sabi ni Berto ni Bogart, ganito ka daw, ganyan, blah, 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 blah. Ikaw naman, ha? Ha? Siya nga eh, blah, 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 ganito, ganito eh. So, wala na, no? Nag-react ka na. Yun. So, be proactive, okay? Next, having philosophy reactive to outside influences. While doing philosophy, we exercise freedom to decide, to initiate, and to create. In having philosophy, we say that you don't have any freedom because, again, you're just a receiver of the information. You just accept it. Andyan na yan eh. Hindi ko nakakasyonan yan. Tama yan kasi sabi ng nanay ko, tama. Sabi naman ng LM teacher ko, okay naman daw to eh. Majority naman ginagawa to eh. So, you have actually no freedom to use your own understanding. While in doing philosophy, you exercise freedom to decide, to initiate, to create. That's why the goal of philosophy, again, is autonomy. Autonomy for you to have freedom to use your own reasoning, dare to understand, di ba? So that is doing philosophy. How about descriptive philosophy or prescriptive? So when we say descriptive philosophy, you know that, knowing that. While prescriptive philosophy, knowing why. Why? And sometimes how, no? Nag-add pa tayo. When we say descriptive philosophy, reflective of positive attitude that simply describes the way things are. You just, receive informations and describe it. While prescriptive philosophy, you reflects reflects a more active engagement with our world, an active stance that cultivates our ability to question and prescribe the way things could and should be. Now, we observe our surroundings and then try to figure out what's the best version of it or better version of it, and try to figure out how and why and why and why. No? That is prescriptive philosophy. And descriptive philosophy, the way things are, while for prescriptive, the way things should be. So, approaches in doing philosophy. So that's it for the descriptive and prescriptive philosophy. Descriptive, you just describe it. Prescriptive, just like in doctors, di ba? They give prescription. Ano yung dapat gawin mo? Anong dapat inumin mo? No? So that is prescriptive philosophy. In prescriptive philosophy, based on your observations, based on your questionings, based on your reasoning, you think na ito yung dapat gawin sa isang bagay. Okay? Next, approaches in doing philosophy. First is the critical or analytic philosophy. Here, we try to analyze and define fundamental concepts and to criticize one's belief. We examine and criticize our beliefs and assumptions in our everyday living. Fundamental concepts meaning foundation beliefs, pinakasimula-simula. For example, bakit naniniwala ka na mamamatay ka pag may dumaan na itim na pusa? Any basic beliefs na until now naniniwala ka pa rin. No, in critical or analytic philosophy, you examine it na wait lang, tama ba 'to? Again, yung three basic questions natin, is this true? What makes it true? Is it objectively true? 'Di ba? Next, speculative or metaphysical philosophy aims to find an underlying explanation or general principle that could explain reality and its entirely. We aim to reach general conclusion. More on your speculations, no? More on general principle that will serve as um, explanation of not just actually reality, no, metaphysical, beyond eh. Higit pa sa nakikita natin, naaamoy natin, ano yung mga explanation sa mga kaganapan. No? We never stop learning, we never stop thinking. Next, reductionist philosophy. Here, we focuses on the properties of its part, reductionist. So we try to analyze one scenario, one situation, one case study, so properties of its part. Holistic philosophy, we lean on relationship between parts, their connections. Okay? So how do approach in doing philosophy change the ways human think, act, and solve problem? Can approach in philosophy really be the solution to every problem the world is experiencing today? Should we rely on philosophy even though many people don't understand it? How can you teach the the topic to? How do you how can you teach the topic to other students or other people? How can you share this? Why do you think people is not using philosophy in their everyday lives? No? Siguro comfort zone or no opportunity to question. Sunod lang ng sunod, no? Or pwede ring lack of education. Next, does approach in doing philosophy improves one life? Okay. How can approach in doing philosophy affect the society? Imagine kung lahat nag-iisip, ano? At iniisip ang iniisip. At iniisip kung tama bang iniisip. At iniisip kung tama bang iniisip at kung tama bang isipin pa rin yun, no? Next, so let me give you short yan, Sorry. Short story. Some Hindus have an elephant to show. No one here has ever seen an elephant. They bring it at night to a dark room. One by one, we go in the dark and come out saying how we experience the animal. One of us happens to touch the trunk, a water pipe kind of creature. Another the ear, a strong, always moving back and forth, fun animal. Another the leg, I find it still like a column on a temple. Another touches the curved back, a leathery throne. Another the cleverest fills the task. A rounded sword made of porcelain. He is proud of his description. Each of us touches one place and understands the whole is that way. The palm and the fingers feeling in the dark are how the senses explore the reality of the elephant. If each of us held a candle there, and if we went in together, we could see it. Author Rumi. So, how does approach in philosophy applied in real life? You cite examples. No? It's funny na for others, no? Since never pa silang nakita ng elephant para sa isang tao, sabi niya, wow, uh, water pipe kind? Or is it an is it like a column on a temple? A rounded sword? Na proud pa siya sa description niya, no? That's why the author said, if each of us held a candle there, and if we went together, we could see it. So how does approaches in philosophy applied in real life? Like you have the reductionist, you do the other approaches like speculative or metaphysical philosophy or critical or analytical. How can you infer about the definitions of truth? For filosofong estudyante, one of the learners will share his or her practical application of concepts. How can you teach your topic or this topic to other? I can teach them by introducing the different approaches of philosophy and motivating them. For additional activities, I want you to write personal experience wherein you can say that you are having a philosophy versus you are doing philosophy. Baliktad yan. Say that you are doing philosophy. O, hindi lang having philosophy. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching this video. Yung talagang panonood ng video, yung totoo that you use my time to watch our video lessons. Thank you so much for your genuine love and support.